Good evening and welcome to our Year 7 Parents Information Evening. I'm delighted that you could join us. It's been a very busy start to the term and your children have integrated into our community extremely well. This is particularly pleasing as I really appreciate that your children had a very different induction into St Paul's. I've been very grateful to parents who have taken the time to mention to me that despite the COVID situation, they found the personalised approach to our induction very helpful. There will be a more formal opportunity to feedback and evaluate the process in October. Over the last couple of weeks, I seem to have been on a perpetual duty, at the front of school welcoming children, in the social zones at breaks and lunchtimes, and on bus duty at the end of the day. This has given me plenty of opportunity to meet your children more individually. So what have I noticed about your children and our new Year 7 cohort? Your children are very confident in a positive way. They are open to conversations and respond extremely well. They have impeccable manners and are keen and enthusiastic. You should be very proud of your children and the start that they've made to their secondary education. Our job at St Paul's is to capitalise on those qualities and to nurture them further. So thank you for choosing to send your wonderful children to St Paul's. I wanted to take this opportunity to remind you of some of my key priorities for our school. We aim to continue to transform our school so that St Paul's continues to be the very best school that it possibly can be for the good of your children. Our overall priority remains to work within the gospel values of love and forgiveness at all times, to ensure that as a Catholic school we provide outstanding teaching, excellent examination results and impeccable behaviour. We aim to treat your child as an individual. Our priority is to provide them with a truly holistic education that nurtures and develops their gifts and talents. This will ensure that your child is happy at school, which is fundamentally what most of us want and is the most important thing of all. So we are ambitious for your child. We will do the very best for them, providing them with an excellent educational experience and doing all we can to ensure that they are happy, safe and secure at school. And we will do this in partnership with you. I'm looking forward to seeing your children grow and develop over the next 7 years. I hope that you find the rest of the presentations this evening helpful. You will receive more information about how your child has settled into St Paul's, key dates and safeguarding information. You will receive information about how we develop your child's literacy and numeracy skills. And towards the end of the presentation, you will have the opportunity to ask questions during our live question and answer session. Thank you for your ongoing support. Please do not hesitate to contact me or one of my colleagues if there is anything that we can do to support your child or your family.
When looking at how the Year 7s have settled into life at St Paul's, we thought it best to show you some pictures. These pictures will show how the pupils have maturely joined our community and been enjoying school life here at St Paul's. You can see lots of smiles showing how well the pupils have settled in. All pupils have been brilliant with adapting to our new routines, enjoying our social zones and enjoying their new lessons and classes. We've been really impressed with the maturity and the can-do attitude that the pupils have brought with them. As a year team, we've been very proud to walk around school, checking in on the pupils in lessons, seeing their enthusiasm for learning and a really good attitude. We'd just like to use this time to thank you as parents for all you've done in preparing your children for life here at St Paul's, and also what you've done for your excellent communication to us here at school. Myself, Mr Beckett and form tutors are more than happy responding to emails and answering the phone where possible. We will always endeavour to make contact back to you because we are working together for the common goal so that your children can do the best that is possible here at St Paul's. Having now had 10 days in school, we've got a few key reminders for you. No earrings can be worn in school at any time. Pupils who are bringing mobile phones to school are doing so at their own risk. We ask that these are turned off and in a bag before they enter the school site. They will remain there until they leave the school site at the end of the day. On days in which pupils have games, they will need to come to school in their PE kit. Finally, a reminder that we are a cashless school. This means you will need to have access to your WisePay account. If you're having any problems with this, please contact the Finance Department on the email address that's shown.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Andrew Beckett, and I do pastoral care for the year group. Unlike Mr. Creswell, I don't have a teaching timetable, so hopefully I'm available 24/7. At least while I'm in school for the students. Just a little bit of information for you on some key dates that are coming up soon. We've got Meet the Tutor evening on Thursday, the 15th of October. 6 o'clock until 8 o'clock. All being well, we are planning on that being at this moment in time. That might be another virtual meeting, but all being well, that might be a one-to-one. Hopefully, we might be able to get that sorted out. And then we've got mentoring evening on the 26th and the 30th of November. And again, all things being well, we'll have that in school, but obviously circumstances may change. We might have a virtual mentoring session as well, but that'll be dependent on where we are with the current situation. Just a little bit of information on key contacts. Again, the year leader is Mr. Creswell, the year leader, and his email address, jonathan.creswell@st-pauls.org.uk. Myself, Mr. Beckett, and again, andrew.beckett@st-pauls.org.uk. And any queries with regards to WisePay, and I know there have been one or two issues about WisePay, any issues with regard to WisePay, please contact the Finance Department. And again, email is the best way to do that, and that's finance-department@st-pauls.org.uk. Thank you.
We have now started to run all of our extracurricular clubs at school. For a full and extensive list of what is on offer, please visit the school website.
Hello, my name is Anne Hoskins, and I'm one of the designated safeguarding leads at St Paul's. We take the safeguarding of our students very seriously, and every member of staff receives annual safeguarding training, as do all of our students. The information our students receive is similar to that which the staff receive, but relevant to each year group. Year 7 will receive their training within their tutor group bubbles later this term, and each student will bring home a leaflet with some basic information which we hope you and they will find useful. Whilst we might feel that the areas of concern on the slide illustrated are challenging, it's important that we and our children are aware of them, particularly as most perpetrators are skilled in grooming and coercion, particularly when self-esteem or mood are low. It makes us the most vulnerable to these people. Most of our young people have access to social media, and that, as you would imagine, is where most grooming takes place. The slide we are looking at now shows the areas of current concern nationally. Any one of these concerns may impact on the lives of our children, and it is important that we keep ourselves informed and up to date with all the information available to us. FGM, has sadly been reported historically in Milton Keynes, and something for which we all have a duty to report any concerns directly to the police. Prevent is in place to support students who may find themselves radicalised or groomed into joining organisations involved in terrorism. It is there to support young people in the early stages of radicalisation. Both sexual and criminal exploitation are areas where young people, particularly those suffering from low self-esteem, are groomed and coerced into joining gangs and groups where they may receive rewards and gifts in response to undertaking illegal and exploitative activities. Peer-on-peer abuse has recently been added to this list and recognises the possibility of children abusing other children. We must recognise, though, that here too the perpetrator is also a child and therefore a victim. Serious violence can take the form of witnessing or being involved in acts of domestic violence. It also may include excessive chastisement, where a child is hit with an implement so that a mark is left on the skin, both of which are illegal. Finally, on our list is mental health. We have many staff in school who are trained as mental health first aiders and who have basic counselling skills. We are also very fortunate to have our own school counsellor in place to support our students. Leading on from the previous slide, you will remember that the term grooming was used a number of times. Grooming of our young people mainly occurs online, which is why we must be particularly aware of what apps our children download and who they are communicating with. We try to encourage the children to have the confidence to say no and not to accept or join any groups where they do not know the people who they are communicating. We would encourage parents to regularly monitor their child's device and set nanny settings so they're most secure. Children are understandably way ahead of us when it comes to phone and app use, and it's important that we keep ourselves informed and up to date. The NSPCC website provides a great deal on this information for our parents. And you'll see from this slide that in the terms and conditions of most social media apps, the age for downloading the app is 13. This means that very often a false birthday must be used to gain access to the app. We regularly tell our students if they have lied about their date of birth to gain access to the app, how do they know that the person with whom they are communicating hasn't lied too? They must be certain they really do know the person with whom they are communicating, and they really are who they say they are. If in doubt, say no and remove the child from the app or group. We also teach the children about what they should and should not do on social media. Although we may think our children are too young to be involved in these activities, they can easily be coerced and groomed into sending or receiving inappropriate images. We regularly remind our students about their digital footprint. Even if they have deleted material from their device, it will still be there and can be retrieved should it be needed by the police. Think before you post, and remember, anything posted can last forever and could be shared publicly by anybody. In summary, and with particular regard to social media, are the people our children communicating with real friends? Are privacy settings set to the highest level? And just please remember to do this regularly after upgrades. And are cameras switched off, particularly in rooms where you would not wish to be seen? There are those who are able to hack into the cameras on our devices. Keep them switched off. We would strongly encourage parents to ensure that devices remain in a public area of the house and that they are switched off at least half an hour before bedtime to prevent the blue light from the device disturbing their child's sleep. Many thanks for listening, and most importantly, keep yourself safe and those around you safe. Thank you.
Welcome to the mathematics section of the information evening. Thank you for joining us. Here you'll find pictures of our mathematics team. Today we are going to discuss how we teach mathematics at St Paul's and give you an outline of how we will support your child in their mathematical journey. At St Paul's Catholic School, we teach mathematics in context. Throughout the year, we visit topics through themes including geography, ICT and PE to name a few. This half-term, your child will have told you all about the exciting mathematics and languages lessons they have been experiencing. Later this term, we will look at mathematics and ICT, and on the screen you'll see an example of an activity. The concept of teaching mathematics in context has developed from Jo Bowler's An Elephant in the Classroom. She emphasised the importance of applying understanding and development of problem-solving skills. This supports your child in becoming a fluent mathematician and enhances their progress, resulting in increased confidence and a wide range of problem-solving skills, which has not only improved exam results, but has improved their ability to apply mathematical knowledge to real-life situations. A really interesting point that she found was that when she was revisiting the students from the survey years later, those who had been taught mathematics in context were not only scoring higher on happiness and well-being scales, but were also earning more money. Once your child has become settled at St Paul's, they will start receiving independent learning once a week. This will be set on My Maths on a Wednesday or a Friday, depending on which band they are in. The aim is for your child to spend 45 minutes on the task set to consolidate their learning from lessons and enable them to practice the skills covered in class. We ask that pupils make notes in their mathematics exercise book to support the completion of their independent learning. This will ensure that should they require any additional support, we are able to see their thought process when they visit the mathematics office outside of lesson time. You may have been able to tell from the My Maths password, 70+%, that we ask pupils to achieve at least 70% correct to demonstrate their understanding of the topic. If they are unable to achieve this score, we encourage them to seek support. We would always suggest that a pupil has 2 attempts at a task and then seeks help from a mathematics teacher if they need it. It is really important to us that pupils are supported to do their best, but also that they develop their skills of perseverance and resilience. Throughout your child's mathematics journey, they will receive neon green stickers which assess their progress through the subject. Each green sticker highlights the successes your child has had and will recommend 2 to 3 next steps for them to continue to develop as a mathematician. Pupils have been placed in groups that will provide a suitable level of challenge to ensure each pupil can make progress. As part of our work to ensure your child is experiencing the correct level of challenge, we will use 2 to 3 assessments per half term. These assessments will use a variety of methods including their independent learning, self and peer assessments, and examinations. To develop as a mathematician, we do encourage your child to make use of all the available resources. For example, using the games or booster packs on My Maths, practicing times tables fluency on TT Rockstars, using our online textbook Collins Connect, researching additional resources on its learning, or watching some of the videos on Corbett Maths. As part of mathematics, your child will have a FRAP lesson. This is an additional lesson focused around fluency, reasoning, and problem solving. These lessons will support the learning taking place in your child's mathematics lessons. The FRAP lesson will be with a different mathematics teacher and will be done in a separate pupil book. Along with this, we have additional support when required. This will be offered by our senior numeracy coach, Anne Richardson. Some of the ways you can support us with your child's mathematical journey is to ask them about their learning, check they have completed their My Maths tasks, and remind them to bring their book and equipment to every lesson. They will have a red exercise book for their mathematics lesson and an orange book for their FRAP lesson. They will require a scientific calculator and a geometry set. Just to make you aware, we do ask that the pair of compasses is left at home. Should they require a pair of compasses during lessons, their class teacher will provide one. Throughout your child's time at St Paul's, we aim to develop their independence, support them with regular topic lists, provide opportunities to demonstrate their success, and support them with positive revision routines. These topic lists are printed on neon orange stickers and can be found in your child's red mathematics book. Once again, I'd like to thank you for joining us this evening. If you ever need to contact us, please feel free to email your child's class teacher directly and we'll be happy to hear from you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Esther Ajala. I'm the Key Stage 3 Coordinator for the English Department at St Paul's Catholic School. I'm here to tell you a little bit about English at St Paul's. So we build upon the skills from Key Stage 2 and we build towards Key Stage 4. The key skills we focus on are the reading, the writing and the spoken communication. We build towards 2 courses at GCSE level, which is English language and English literature. Now our curriculum is divided into 6 parts. Every half term either focuses on English language or English literature, and you can see that we start off with Advent 1, with the adventure writing, and we follow on with the war poetry, and then Frankenstein, which is literature again, creative writing, Twelfth Night literature, that's Shakespeare, and we do travel writing. So there's a mix of both. If your child has more than one teacher, they have 2 teachers, then they might run the 2 halved Advent 1 and Advent 2, for instance, side by side. Every so often we have assessments. We have assessments every half term for every unit. And we are building on various skills. We teach the children how to write what we call SQI paragraphs. They make statements and they select quotes and develop their inference, their understanding of what's happening in a literary piece. And we work on how to construct these paragraphs and build upon that knowledge as we move them towards Key Stage 4. Independent learning. Students have already started to ask questions about homework. We call it independent learning here. And Year 7, to introduce them gently to life at secondary school. We do have a reduced timetable for them for the first half term. Our expectations are that they will access It's Learning for their homework to find out what the menu is and select tasks to do there. At the moment, it will link to the work that they're doing in the classroom to consolidate that learning, and they will be developing their writing skills and their reading skills. It's also expected that they read for at least 20 minutes every day at home. So, every week after the first half term, it will be every week, the English department will set homework for Year 7 on It's Learning. We expect the children to spend about 45 minutes approximately on the homework, and there's a menu of activities that they can select from. They need to choose a task that they feel that they can really engage with and do it to the best of their ability. How can you support your child at St Paul's in the English department? Well, what we'd like you to do is provide them with opportunities to write for real purpose. So, for instance, writing a letter or writing out thank you cards or maybe even writing an email. We would like to also encourage you to please, let the children make the most of the Accelerated Reader program that will be introduced to you shortly. And when they do write, please talk to them about their audience, what's the purpose of their writing, and have they structured it well with an introduction and a conclusion, develop their ideas and points in the body, and what kind of features could they use to enhance understanding of what they've written. Thank you for listening.
Good evening, I'm Sophie Hartwell and I am the Accelerated Reader Coordinator here at St Paul's, and I'm also a member of the English team. I'm just going to be very quickly speaking to you about what we do here at St Paul's with the Accelerated Reader programme and how you can support your child in that. You may be aware of the Accelerated Reader programme already, as your child may have done this during primary school, and we tend to kind of carry that on so that we can still see that progress and develop reading even further. So Accelerated Reader is quite a simple programme if you aren't aware of what it is. The whole idea is that 3 times a year students take a test in which they answer a series of questions that works out their reading age. Once we have done that, we are able to determine a book reading level, and then throughout the rest of the term they are able to choose books that are the right level for them, and they are able to read with an appropriate level of challenge, take quizzes, and then hopefully their reading ages go up, and we like to see lots of progress there. We get lots and lots of data from the Accelerated Reader programme, so it really helps us to target readers who are maybe not feeling quite confident, and it helps us to develop and help those in the correct ways. We are able to monitor students who are not quizzing as frequently as we like, and we are able to help any barriers that may be, whether that is help logging onto the computers in the library or just selecting an appropriate book choice. The English team have 1 single lesson a week dedicated to the Accelerated Reader programme, where students can do things such as silently read. We have class book readers, we've got lots of activities that they can complete in the red journals that they have, as well as class readers that we all get to read together. We also have a timetable so that we are able to visit the library regularly and also safely at the moment, so that they still have the ability to select books as well as use the books that they have from home. As I said before, we do talk about the Accelerated Reader Programme having the appropriate challenge. The STAR test that I mentioned that they complete 3 times a year helps us to work out the cusp of their reading ability, so that not only are they able to read books that are of a good challenge for them, but it will keep challenging them as they go on, so they can gradually select books that are harder and harder for them to again have that appropriate challenge. When we will test again will be in the Lent term. So we should hopefully be able to see some growth in those reading ages. And as I said, they will start to commence this week. So we'll start to have that data coming out. This is a poster that you might see in the student planner, and also this is something that we use in the department and also in the library. So these are the levels of the books that students are able to read, and they will know if they are an accelerated reader book based on the dot on the spine of the book. So if you have got a student that has got a reading age with between a purple and a red, for example, they will be able to select a good range of books. And this might be where they want to start off with purple and gradually make their way through the other levels, again to have that appropriate challenge. We also have lots of motivational incentives here at St Paul's. We do like to use our green stamps as regular rewards among lessons, but we also do bigger things as well. We've had different competitions such as reading races and how many quizzes can be completed in a period of time. And we have done things such as visit the theatre and also visit Harry Potter Studios as a really good and popular incentive to get students reading. We do get asked a lot about how parents can stay involved in the reading process of their child, and here are a couple of things that you can do. I have ensured that this handout that you can see on the PowerPoint is going to be uploaded to the website so that you can see, and it features 10 ways that you can engage your child in reading at home. And that might include things such as discussing a book or perhaps reading a book together, or it might even be just talking about things in the newspaper and setting up your own rewards and incentives at home. A few other things that you can do is if you have got a wide selection of books at home, but you're not 100% sure if they are on the Accelerated Reader Programme or if they are in your child's reading age, there is a website that I have linked on the PowerPoint here of AR Bookfinder. And as long as it is the UK version, you are able to search titles and authors of books that you might have at home, just to double check as well if they are on the Accelerated Reader Programme, so that your child can use those as well as the books that we have in the library. We have also featured 2 pages in the school planner that will allow your child to enter their data that we complete 3 times a year, the STAR test data. So you will be able to discuss their reading ranges as the years goes on. And again, to create those own incentives at home to encourage your child to keep reading and also ensuring that they have a reading book with them every single day so that they can participate in Drop Everything and Read sessions and also in their English lessons as well. Thank you very much.